My name is Loture Samuel Idoko, and I'm the privileged founder and executive director of Teenagers Care for Sustainable Development Initiative, aka Teens Foundation Initiative. We call it TFI. And I think suffice to add that I'm also, by the grace of God, a certified relationship and family life consultant. TFI began right inside me from when I was a teenager, having to deal with identity crisis with myself and not having anybody to talk to, not knowing who to express how I was feeling to anyone, especially, you want to know, especially I had crisis dealing with wet dreams, with my friends that also never told anybody. On a certain day, we all just busted and we laughed about it to know that we're all going through it. Well, fast forward to my NYSC days, the burden began to increase. And I remember in 2008, when I was leaving NYSC, I was asking myself, these teenagers, especially the fact that I taught in a secondary school and I knew that they had a lot of identity crisis issues. They had issues that had to do with, parent-teenagers relationship was so much among the teenagers, and I needed to find solution for it. And that's how in 2008, that burden came and the vision was clear. And the name I had, that's why we still have it, aka TFI, Teens Foundation Initiative. It's a burden that came that I needed to lay foundation for these teenagers, to give them, to bring a wholesome teenager. I find that we have teenagers in church and the ones who are outside the church, bring a balance and make them a balanced teenager to be relevant to society. And that's how TFI came. And I remember very well that my small alawi, what I saved from NYSC, when I came to Makurdi, I returned back to Makurdi from Bauchi where I served, I had to immediately organize a conference for teenagers in 2008. And that conference was done. I remember the theme was the teen age then, because I was looking for solution for the teen age. I needed to tell the teenagers there's something about teen age. Don't kill yourself. Don't go fighting your parents. You may have those kind of things that come with teen age. I needed to explain it to both parents and indeed teenagers to understand themselves and be able to cope with the teen age. And that's how TFI was bettered. Vision of TFI. Well, we envision a wholesome teenager who is relevant to society and positioned for societal influence. What are we saying? We hope and we desire to see a teenager that is balanced. Balanced in terms of knowing the things about God, the religious aspect, and knowing the things about society and how it could be relevant to the society. We have teenagers today who are neither here nor there, or on this extreme or on the other extreme. But TFI is running a vision to bring a balance to the religious teenager and the societal teenager, so that at the center you can be relevant to society. So far, from 2008, TFI has been able to, as a team, I must say thank you, and indeed, I'm so grateful to the amazing team of volunteers, men and women that God has placed in my team. They're so amazing. And so far, one of the things we do and we can't stop doing is our monthly mentorship forum. Even though we began as a weekly forum where we provide for counseling of teenagers, we provide for mentorship, we make sure that we have at every forum that we have these teenagers, give them opportunity to have someone they can talk to. And it's been very impactful. I can't tell you enough the amazing stories and testimonies that we have received from the teenagers when it comes to monthly mentorship or the weekly activities that we have. And then in that monthly mentorship and the weekly sections we have with them for both the counseling and the various teachings we give them, so far over 2,000 teenagers, have attended these sections, and the testimonies are are very encouraging to us. And then we have been able to carry out various campaigns to schools. In Makurdi, we have the likes of, we have been to a lot of them, Abeko Model College, Sam George Besbe International Academy, Methodist High School, Makurdi. In fact, it's a center for the monthly mentorship forum. And then we have been to Upper Room. We have been to a whole number of them that I think upper secondary school too. A whole lot of them. I think in Benue State, over the period, we have been to more than 50 schools around here, and we carry out various campaigns, especially helping the teenagers to understand. We have a campaign we call True Love Campaign. That campaign is to help the teenagers to understand themselves, and when it comes to premarital sex, the dangers of premarital sex, the dangers of teenage pregnancy, especially during Valentine, that a lot of them are, deceived that sex is love. We tell them a lot, sex is not love, and love is not sex. And we also carry out campaigns that have to do with shunning social vices among the young people and the dangers of it. We carry out campaigns of understanding themselves, their adolescent reproductive health. As a teenager, one major problem that teenagers have today that maybe parents don't know, some parents may not know, teachers also may not know, is the fact that teenagers go through identity crisis. And this crisis, because of the peer pressure, because of the lack of understanding from parents, because people don't understand them, it makes the crisis even more. They don't have who to talk to, and no one, according to them, they will think that no one understands. But TFI has been able to also organize trainings for parents. We have done capacity building training for parents, for teachers in various schools, and all that, helping them to understand the teenagers. We also have what we call Get It Right campaign. We have, and come to think of it, I think I'm so glad about this campaign we're taking out right now. We call it Know Your Teenagers campaign, and we call it Know Your Parents campaign. Is something that is so heavy on our minds. We have seen that while dealing with teenagers and counseling them, unfortunately, when many of these teenagers return home, some of our parents make the work more difficult for us. And that's why we are now taking the campaign to parents in their homes, in their schools, in their religious places, to tell them, look, it's high time you understand teenagers. It's high time you know that teenagers are not devils. They are not stubborn as we classify them. They are only going through what is called identity crisis, and we all need to understand what it is and see how we can help them cope with these issues. Yes, and suffice I also mention the fact that by the grace of God, we have also been able to launch out a project we call Talent Festival so far in Makurdi, Benue State. It's an annual event, and we have over 150 to 200 teenagers, that attend the skill. We have a skill acquisition and talent festival. What are we doing with that? We understand that Idle Brain is Devil's Workshop, and we have found that our young people in Makurdi, and as it may be in certain places, begin to use their talent for evil rather than for good. And that's why we came up with Talent Festival. And so far, we come to think of it, you need to see someone who has a talent to play instrument with his fingers. It's been amazing. We also brought, we didn't just do Talent Festival and say come and do what you can do. What we did was to also get some very amazing resource persons who came to the camp and trained them in their various talents, and it was really very amazing. And then the skill acquisition, we took them through different skills. We have been able to train them on shoemaking, and the teenagers have produced the shoes themselves and making money. We have been able to train some of them in hair making. We train them in what's it called, the cosmetology, you know, and then we train them in various skills, really, various skills that we have taken a whole lot of them through, and we are glad that they are embracing entrepreneurship from their teen age. Those are things that some of us never had opportunity to enjoy growing up, and I'm so excited that these people are gaining this, having this opportunity. And then indeed, we also have an office. We have a teens hub right now, even though it's still small. It's not where we want to be. A teens hub where we have a counseling room. We have a studio where these people that we are training with their talents can come and express their talents, and then we coach them better and take them through the section. We have a training room in the teens hub. Like I said, it's not the type of large hall we want, but something sizable that we can have our facilitators trained. One thing we don't joke with in TFI is training of teachers. We call them facilitators, so that we can have more people understand teenagers and they are able to train other people and teach others what we do. And indeed, yeah, from time to time we have our teens day out where we have fun with the teenagers, have games. They come, guess what? Of course, all our activities is free of charge. Even the cooking we do, all the places we take them through, the materials that are provided, they are all free of charge. And then, lest I forget, the girl child, the boy child are not left out in our campaigns. From time to time, we're able to launch out with sanitary pads for the girls. It breaks our hearts when we say that condom is free, yet condom is not expensive, yet it's distributed free, and sex is option. However, for the ladies, it breaks our heart, and that's why, in fact, as we speak right now, we have a project at hand to take these sanitary pads to girls in IDP camps, in the villages, like we do earlier, but we want to do it much more now, you know, to take it, because when we went out, it will shock you to know that even in Makurdi town, Makurdi is for those who may not know, Makurdi is the state capital of Benue State. We were surprised to see that even girls in town didn't know what sanitary pads were, and that's why we want to do more. The passion is bigger than us. We want to do more. How we have been funding TFI? Well, like I said, TFI is a vision. It's a vision. And when I got that vision from the Lord, the design basically is giving back to society for me. It's so for these 15 years, it's been me and my wife, and then our facilitators who, you call them, they are so willing. You call them to please come for this activity, you know, they are very much available. They just want to go with you to everywhere that we have been to, in certain local governments, in certain villages. You know, they have been very amazing. We can't thank them enough. But funding is not, for now, for these 15 years, the truth is we have never sought funding, and the design was not for anyone to be part of funding of TFI right from time, except for now that after 15 years, truth is, it's obvious that just me and my wife and our facilitators making our efforts together will not be enough. The work is huge. Our passion and our own money alone is obviously not going to be fast enough. We may still continue to do it. We will still continue to do our part, but it's certainly not going to be enough. And that's why you hear us talk about, for the first time after 15 years, TFI wants to do what we have called the maiden public unveiling of TFI. And the reason for this is the fact that it's high time we allow, truth is, people have been calling me, they have been saying, please, TFI, how can we be part of this? How can we support this? And we say, look, we want to give our best to the society and give our best to the community. But like I said, the project is huge. We are saying, look, we are doing this project and we are now open to support. One of the major support we need right now is a support that comes with resource persons. We need people who can say, I understand teenagers and I want to be among the team of persons who talk to the teenagers in your meetings. I'm available. Sometimes resource persons can be expensive, but those who will say, I want to volunteer is a major concern for us right now. You have materials you can assist us with, like the sanitary pads we're talking about, the boy-child items, the vulnerable teenagers. As we speak right now, TFI, we have some teenagers that were running their school fees. Oh, sad enough, I can't tell you all the story, but we have vulnerable teenagers that we need to pay school fees to give them their life back, who are already depressed, who are already at the verge of suicide. We have contemplated suicide teenagers here and there. We have teen girls issues, teenage pregnancy issues that we really want to attend to. And that's why our unveiling is coming with an investiture of our patrons and matrons. We are hoping to have an advisory board right now, men and women of timber and caliber of the society. And we have them from across the various sectors. We have medical doctors, we have educationists, we have counselors, we have also the religious leaders to be part of our advisory board, who will be the first resource persons that will work with us as a team in TFI. Wow, where do we see TFI in 5 years' time? Well, one thing I'm very certain about in TFI, by the grace of God, is we would not stop our monthly mentorship forum for the young people. We will not stop our talent festival. God has helped us to harvest a lot of young boys and girls whose talents are right now, speaking for them. We will continue our skill acquisition, and of course, all our skill acquisition trainings, our talent festival, all of these are done. The trainings and advocacies, they are all free and open to teenagers around. What we now see going forward is the fact that we're not going to be stopping in it's not just about Makurdi or its environs anymore. Yeah, we did some campaigns to certain local government, but now we need to do more. So in the next, starting from the unveiling, as God gives us grace, we see ourselves going beyond Benue State to reach out to teenagers across the places. And of course, on the social media, you see us much more on social media space, because we know that a lot of teenagers are on the media and they need to hear the truth for themselves. You are going to see us. We're also hoping that in the next 5 years, our Teens Hub will move from where we are. We should be able to have a better place. We should be able to have a better, safe place for adolescents, starting from adolescents in Benue State. To have a place where they can run to. To have a place where, I have a case right now, for example, a teen girl. I don't know if I should say this on the media really, but it's very sad that a mother will do that kind of a thing to her girl child, and the child at 10:30 p.m. is going to be out of the house and nowhere to go to. If we have a hub where these teenagers can, in that kind of circumstance, it's a terrible thing that is difficult for me to say, where you have pepper. A mother will insert pepper in the private part of her daughter for standing with the boy, in the evening. And these are things that have to do with the teen age. So in that kind of circumstance, as it is, so we hope to see, have a better teens hub. And then indeed, in the next 5 years, we'll have a vehicle that can convey our facilitators from locations to location. It will also be very amazing. But one thing I am definite about is TFI will continue to spread the message. And we hope this time around, in the next 5 years, we should have reached out to at least 10,000 teenagers around the place, especially in Nigeria. We should have at least reached out to at least 5,000 parents, teaching them teenagers, the teen age, reminding them of the teen age, and helping teachers also to understand the teen age and know how to help the teenagers to cope with the teen age and be able to work with them much better. In the next 5 years, we also hope that we'll have more collaborations with various NGOs or religious organizations. We hope to have partners this time around, since in the last 15 years we'll be running ourselves. So this time around we're hoping that in the next 5 years we should have had much more partners to work with. I remember it was an amazing time. Right now we are working with NACTA, that's the network against child labor and trafficking in Benue State. We have registered with the Benue State Ministry of Women Affairs, and we are collaborating with. We hope to see much more collaborations, even with NDLEA, because we had to deal with, teenagers who are already, drug addicts. So we had to run to NDLEA, and thankfully they are available to work with us. We have gone to EFCC because we had to deal with teenagers who are already into what they call Yahoo++. In fact, we had a case that the stories are many. Don't let me bore you with them. But we are working with EFCC, and we hope to see more collaboration. And indeed, NAPTIP we have also gone to them when it comes to child labor and trafficking issues. And I remember that ITF, we are three young men that we from TFI in collaboration with ITF was able to train 3 young men who are now graduates of phone repairs, and they are now making money. They can pay certain bills for themselves. So we hope to see much more when it comes to even the community leaders, to partner with them and see how we can take TFI to the next level. We have also registered with the Benue State Ministry of Health, the Benue State Youth and Sports, the Benue State. We are doing everything possible to reach out to stakeholders as much as we can. So in the next 5 years, we are hoping that the collaboration, the partnership will be much more, and the projects will indeed be more. Thank you.